Hey, the points not only in Buffalo and Western New York, but points beyond, indeed worldwide, because you can catch us worldwide. We on the net. That's right. That's right. Just where you at. Hey, listen, you know what I always like to say on this show? It's like medicine on the air, and if you take it, we're going to get well. And you know, we're going to be talking about music, art, talent, and a whole lot more that I already know a lot of you want to know because I already saw how you were hitting up Facebook on like, yeah, wow, awesome, cool. It is cool. My guest in here very cool, and I'm going to tell you in house. Of course, the co-host is here.
Good morning, Buffalo. It's always a pleasure.
You got
to be
Austin
here.
coming in with the smooth.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. It's Monday, so we're working, we're making it happen. But it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to be able to learn more about what we're talking about today.
There you go. You're going to hear for a groove and a good education about. But a lot of people don't know it either.
Good morning, well, almost afternoon, but it's here on the Jim Anderson Show. Mr. Murray Holman on here, and Executive Director of South Bronx Coalition, and coming with the shake-up. That's what I'm here to say.
And so I'm pleased with my guests, and they're going to introduce themselves. I was going to say I got 3 people in the room. You may hear their name, even if you don't hear their talk, but I'm sure you're going to hear their talk. And you know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to go to the boss. Tracy Fletcher, who is the Executive Director of MIA, Music is Art. And we're going to ask her to reintroduce herself with some more and to start talking to us about what is music and art after she introduced the rest of the team. And to some of you, it might be a surprise, but to a whole lot of you already know. Welcome, all 3. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Good morning. Yeah, I'm Tracy Fletcher. I'm the Executive Director at Music is Art. 16 years now, which seems crazy. I've only missed a couple festivals. But yeah, I joined with me here today our founder and president of Music is Art, Robby Takac.
Hey.
And Curt Rotterdam, who is in charge of a whole area. And holy smokes, I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Oh, me too.
Well, he's a legend, you know. He really is. And so, I said to you, a lot of people don't know what music and art is about. And I also know a lot of people haven't participated because they don't know what it's about. And today you can find out. You can join us in the conversation at 716-837-1112. Stay on topic. I don't have to tell you to be kind because you know to do that. And we're also going to peek into a little bit on some of Robby, where he came from. He came from the community, y'all know. But I mean, I know there are others out there that are kind of like Robby, but not like Robby in the pursuit on how he and the rest of the Goo Goo Dolls moved and how he continues to move on around music. And this is an opportunity not only to connect to MIA, but pick up some pointers while you continue to grow. And with that said, again, I'm giving the mic back to you guys. And
let me
just roll it like treat us like you're doing an on-air teaching about MIA.
Sure. So Music is Art, and there's all kinds of information at musicisart.org. But basically, our mission is to create opportunities that fuel the unifying power of music. So if you love music, that's pretty easy to do. It is powerful. So Robby will talk more about our big day coming up, but the rest of the year we do programming for musicians in our community. We have a program we call the Music Industry Alliance that brings together musicians 3 or 4 times a month. One is for a songwriter peer group where they just help each other finish the songs they've been working on. We do a monthly open mic. We do a monthly showcase of musicians, and all of those people be fine by them just showing up. and getting involved with what we're doing. So it's pretty exciting. We also do a instrument donation and placement program where we've placed about $500,000 worth of instruments back into our community. People clean out their basements or attics and bring them to us, and we'll clean it up and find them new homes. And it's that program is like the most heartwarming for sure. And it's real easy to get one. Just go on our website and request it. And if we've got it, we're going to find a way to get it to you. And lots of other things too. I'm sure I'm forgetting more, but let's talk about our big day coming up on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jim. It's good to see you. And crew. Good to see you guys too. Hello, everybody out there. I'm Robby. I play with a band called the Goo Goo Dolls here in Buffalo. We put our first record out in 1986. And
you weren't even born.
Recorded it right up here on Franklin Street.
Get out of here.
And at a studio I still own to this day. Called the GCR Audio currently. So we made a record, toured around a little bit here, played shows around Buffalo, played shows around the U.S., got kicked out of a few bars in Buffalo back in 1986, had to find some other places to play. So we moved outside of Buffalo and found some other places to play and released an album. And now we've released 15 albums and something like that. And going on lots of tours and have toured the whole world and nominated for Grammys. And I still love coming back here to Buffalo.
They do a homeboy show
and everything. Yeah. And I think that was sort of the genesis of Music is Art. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. And I was opened a studio here with some friends of mine who had been in the business. They were mentors of mine since the 80s. And we threw a little party at my parking lot during the Allentown Art Festival. And was met with a little bit of resistance from Allentown. But the thing that I learned from that was that the creative community here in town was like pretty amazing when activated, and so we decided to use that day to activate the community and spread that activation a little bit more throughout the community. So we would partner with the Mental Health Association, and we partner with Autistic Services, and we'd figure out ways to bring messages into the schools. So we go in with a band and and they'd play and the kids would have a lot of fun, and we'd sneak some good information in there to them. And at the same time, we were running these instrument donation programs, and that sort of started something outside of the festival, and that Tracy just mentioned, an awful lot of things that we do throughout the year. But the festival's really sort of become the thing that people know us the most for. It'll be our 22nd year this year. We started out the first year with one stage in my parking lot on Franklin and Allen on the corner.
The church.
I was lucky enough to play that.
Yeah, absolutely. There was one stage outside, one stage inside, and you could watch it through the window. I'm not lying. And but the thing was, it was free, right? And
cool.
And it was just right outside of Allentown. The Allentown Fest, there were 100,000 people in my neighborhood, and I figured, why shouldn't me and my friends have some people with eyes on us too? Like this is our neighborhood. I pay taxes here.
Am I detecting a progressive? I hear your progressiveness in your approach to bringing this forward. I mean,
yeah,
I get more into. I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I wear that pretty proudly, for sure. We had 2 stages that time. I invited some artist friends of mine to come and display some art, and 22 years later, I think we have 25 stages, something like that, performance areas this year. We have an unbelievable group of partners that have creative partners that have come up with us and really brought some amazing elements into the festival over the year. Curt here, my friend, and runs his Refringe area, Refringe World, which was born out of the infringement concept that still runs here in Buffalo. An amazing thing. The people from Blossom Buffalo come and they help out, and they do an amazing area called Blossom Village, and it's great. Our friend Elijah Hooks is doing a cipher this year that he's bringing in producers and rappers from Philadelphia and all over New York State to be involved in a cipher. These are all things that happen outside of the things, you know, that we can do as an office, you know, because all these people have their heads in worlds, you know, that we're not necessarily in, you know, but it pulls all these minds into the same event. And to me, that's the brilliance of this thing. And it's not just musically, it's artistically too, like the different disciplines, you know, the origin stories between all these people, like who are doing all these creative things together. Like you bring all these things together, and man, I'll tell you what, man, it is so unbelievably exciting and inspiring. You know,
I've been watching some of the prep work going forward, getting ready for this weekend, and I mean, you're talking about the creativity, and I mean, folks, you have to see it. You know, the artwork, the kinds of stuff being designed to enhance the atmosphere. I was over in Curt's yard, and I mean, him and another crew, and I mean, just fantastic.
This is going on all over Western New York right now, man.
Not just my backyard. Not just mine.
Yeah, it's like it's you know it's like the week before Christmas. Everybody's wrapping their presents. You know, it really feels that way. You know, everybody's kind of getting their stuff together and
Curt, jump in, Curt.
together.
I'm ready. It's like artistic homecoming. I don't know. When I grew up, like we all got excited about.
Sorry.
I'm a transplant. I grew up Long Island, and I got shipped over here for school, and I fell in love with Buffalo, and I stayed. I met cool people upstate.
Yeah.
They're like, you're pre-accepted to go to Buff State.
Yes.
I went. And so I got involved with the radio station, and I met all these cool people. I got involved with student government. Met people I never would have met before. Got involved doing Carabash. That was like, I never would have even got involved if I didn't meet all these people at school. The experience meeting people at college doing the radio station linked me with musicians, linked me with this guy, allowed me to like play my band on the radio, allowed me to like do a lot of things, meet a lot of cool people, get my future job in the stage industry just by volunteering to do the stages with the student organizations. We were bringing acts like Busta Rhymes or Bob Dylan to Buff State.
Right.
Did you go to State?
No, I didn't go to State, but
It's
I
university
know a
now.
lot of partners, even at this station. I believe Sheila Brown and Marnetta Malcolm, they all started off at Buff State. I was doing Mickey Rats at the time and having great parties there as well. So, and that really helped along the way. It was party at Buff State. You're bringing great acts, and that station, that 91.3, was on the air, and they have, you know, reggae got me hooked on reggae at the time. And then it also was a station that talked like we're talking right here. So Miss Sheila Brown and the rest of them are lumped from that area, I believe, as well. Then most of the people from New York downstate came here. You know, we upstate, but, you know, they mostly came this way. And then the birth of the Goo Goo Dolls was like put Buffalo on the map. I believe it really helped our organizations.
Yes, sir. One of them.
One of them. But it was just, it was like now we got, you know, this big thing. The church was done over. I believe you guys invested in that as well, helping with that little endeavor. Or the church on Elmwood. That was a recording place too. It was a church. Then they named it the church for.
You're talking about Annie?
That's
Anita Franco.
Anita Franco, yeah.
Righteous
some of them
Faith.
things, and you know, I'm just saying, the birth of the Goo Goo Dolls made some of that stuff possible in the city of Buffalo. to right now to the central terminal with this piece here. I just hope just happen
Oh.
to have it. And so
That was great.
Yeah.
I was there.
yeah.
that
What's
was
the name
awesome.
of this? What they call it?
Flu, I pronounced it wrong.
Yes, yeah. I just had it in my bag. And it's
Lindsay's
just
awesome.
tying in.
Lindsay's, that's my favorite. August Buffalo Festival. MIA is my favorite September.
So you guys have an event coming up, and it's just so ironic that I was talking to my grandchildren last night as we was watching football, and they go to school in Tonawanda now, and they don't have instruments, and I'm like, it's hard for them to get an instrument or even to be in a music class.
Yeah.
And now you just mentioned call you guys up, and we need that number so we can get more of our kids involved with music.
Yeah, if you just
right
go to our
now.
website, it's musicasart.org.
Yes.
There's all sorts of links that can kind of lead you around. But one of the big problems is really there's just not funding for the teachers in the schools.
Well, you think it's
that?
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest problems is that they just don't have.
But what about our era, my era, and Mr. Jim's era? It was just Mr. Singletary is still teaching music.
Yeah.
And it was just one teacher then, and I'm like, here we go with budget, and yet still great talent is being lost. Learning the art of music, reading music, and all that there is crucial. Yeah. And why not? I mean, this is a great time to have you guys here.
Well, there's some great teachers like that that we've worked with in this area. Some great music teachers, but I just think when budgets get cut, the unfortunate part is it's not going to come out of the athletics department, and it's going to come out of the arts, and this has been the story for an awfully long time. I think that's once again what drove this at the beginning. When we got into the schools and realized, wow, we could kind of help with this stuff.
Sure doing it.
There weren't an awful lot of people kind of doing that at that point. So
I think I gave Peppy Martin that passed away, Peppy Martin Jazz Quartet. When I was working for the legislator's office, Jim, we had some drums that were sitting at Mount Ararat, just dusted off, and he came, and we gave him those drums, and then now things. So it's a lot of equipment sitting in places not being used in churches, not being used, and we have to get that stuff out.
That seems like that's the perfect place to keep those instruments there and get the kids right in there and start that church band, keep it there. They'll all use it as a common backline. That's the way to go.
So here's what you do, listeners, and I know you got pen and paper and iPhones, fast phone. Take this information down. When Tracy mentioned all the different factors, some of the multiple factors that they have going on at Music is Art, the only thing needed is for somebody to knock on the door. That's you, if you're really interested. And if you might not be interested, talk to your children. Ask them, would they ever be interested in playing an instrument? Find out about it. Learning an instrument.
We had a conversation on my porch.
Yeah, that's right.
Go downtown and pick up a guitar.
That's right.
But remember, you got to worry about an amp.
That's right.
You got to worry about if you want to do electric or acoustic.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying. Even I am looking to pick up an instrument again, and this time get deep into it. Something about Music is Art. I would say deploy people within their family to a lot of different events. And I've been at multiple events, and I've seen great music going on. And as I walk around the event, who do I see? Tracy. And then, and then it dawned deeper and deeper how deep the connection is with music and art in this community. So what I'm letting you know where the goodies are. And all you got to do is go to the website. And one of the best things you can do, you want to treat yourself, show up Saturday.
Yeah, the greatest thing about Saturday to me is there's so much going on. It's, number one, it's free. I need to say that's been the most important component of this thing from the very beginning, is that anybody can come. But there's so many different things going on. Like if there's something that maybe isn't your cup of tea, like literally all you have to do is turn your head, and there's something else there for you to latch onto. But the thing I can guarantee you is you will see something there that you at least have not seen in person.
I'm telling you, it's happening.
I know for a fact.
In your life.
I know that for a
Like,
fact.
I can guarantee you that. You may have seen it on the internet,
Yeah, maybe on the internet.
but you will see it in person.
Yeah, you
Like,
might almost imagine it, and when you see,
Even in my little piece of Disney World, the little fringe world there, is I got everything. I have a stage with different various types of acts playing. I have a marimba act. I have a reggae group. I have a dance group. I got some improv stuff. I got these two clowns from the band Well Worn Boot to MC my stage, and Seamus Galvin, so that'll make them very uncomfortable. And I got the guys, if you know Brandon from Main Street, who runs the chess.
Yes.
They'll be there, set up their chess stuff. There'll be people doing live painting. Just in my area, there'll be people selling their artwork. There'll be some type of weird sound installations that will allow you to kind of get in and turn some knobs. There'll be chances for you to pick up a brush. And that's just my area. There's a scavenger hunt. There's a costume contest. I'm having a costume contest. Some other guys having a costume contest. So zombies and cosmic dress stuff. There's a chance for you to win some cool,
you got
maybe
your
a
look
koozie
going
or
already.
two. Yeah, me. Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds wild because it is.
And it's great music.
There's wrestling there.
Yeah.
wrestling.
There's
wrestling.
wrestling. There's
Fire
circus. There's circus acts. There's circus tents.
Fire.
There's a whole fire spinners.
Yes.
There's BMX bike riders. There's a whole skate park. There's a whole skate park. It's like it just goes on and on. There's 24 live theaters.
So
Like,
what made you
that
guys
you know about.
Yeah, that we know of.
what made you guys just add all this in? Trey, you was talking about music, and now they just showed us a carnival inside of a carnival.
Because it's
Right.
all art.
It's
Yeah,
all
if
art.
there-
There
if
you
there's
go.
any
And it's all
form of art we can incorporate, we'll find a way to do it.
Great. And so that's the key part.
Yes.
Buffalo is alive with art.
It's creativity, It's like all these people figure out a way, and like the nature of the event is to be creative. So like the BMXers, like they show up like ready for music.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for music.
Looking for the
Just
ramp.
like- yeah,
Looking for the
it's
ramp.
Like, it's just not
Right.
a day in the park. It's like like they're dressing up or they're doing something fun.
And this is on your
Different.
property, basically.
No, this year. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We-
Glad you asked.
Here's the crazy one.
Yeah, let's talk about where the location.
We had been we started out down on Franklin Street. We went
Yes.
from Franklin Street into the grounds of the Albright Knox.
Mhm. Oh, you went to the.
We were up there
You
for
went
many
up to the
years.
big time.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we went from there out to the suburbs for 1 year that I didn't make it, unfortunately.
Takes you back.
But I heard it was not anyway.
Yeah.
So it came back again, and we came back to I believe Riverworks at that point.
Oh, yeah. I remember coming
and
over
we were
there.
at Riverworks for the next
Battle of the Bands. And
the
things like
next
that. Yeah, I'm over there,
six,
right.
7 years we were at Riverworks, and then COVID happened.
Is that working for you guys?
It was good. It was great, actually. It was amazing.
I got to program all these silos. It was a very interesting landscape to program installation art.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then COVID happened,
Right.
and so we did 1 year at the where Dwindo,
Silo City.
in Silo City is, and we broadcast every single stage live on the internet. There was no audience. We just did the entire festival, and I believe we had 18 stages. So it came in this really weird window. There was like this couple of months where like everything kind of opened up, and we were like, we think we can do this. So we went out and we just did it, man. Yeah,
Go ahead. I gotta tell you, the level of volunteer work that
it's
Tuppy's
crazy,
doing.
dude.
When I'm
It's
when I'm
crazy.
in New York, and you go to see Broadway shows, any kind of theater, I mean, big bucks are involved, and some of that setting is not as captive as what has come out of the different events that I've seen happening here in Buffalo. And that's all voluntary.
I swear to you, I've been around the whole country, man. I've seen so many things, like so many different types of situations. I've never seen anything like this.
I was waiting on you to bring some of those awards you had.
I-
You don't bring the hardware with you too
I've
much
never
anymore.
seen an event with the amount of volunteerism
Right.
that happens at this event. I've never ever seen.
So
it.
have you ever
got a
gotten the key to the
conglomeration
city?
of, like-
Have you ever got a key to the city of Buffalo, New York?
I believe I got a keychain. No. I'm thinking, I think we might have a couple of times. I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I know we got a day.
You got a day. You got a day. That's the key to the city. I mean, it is well deserving. Austin sitting here, a little bit before his time here, a little bit. He's just tuning in. But how do we get more young folks involved into the piece that you're talking about here? Because music has changed a lot. When you get most of these DJs and things like that, like Shy and them, how do we get them involved and coming to this thing here and fitting into that genre?
Yes, back to our Music Industry Alliance program.
Oh, you have to bring the mic closer.
Oh, wait, bring it. Yeah.
I would go back to our Music Industry Alliance program. Like even tonight, if you're free tonight, come on out. We have a session tonight at 7:00 with, I'm trying to remember what the topic is. Bear with me. They're learning pedals. So if you're a guitar player, they're going to learn like how to incorporate some pedals.
And everyone knows you can put that up top of a little mini Moog or your own DJ.
Right at our office at Music is Art headquarters at 510 Franklin Street. Yeah. It's free to attend, and that's how people get involved. Just show up and start meeting people. I think my favorite part of the stuff we do is musicians that have never even met before will form a band. We put together a group of 36 local musicians in this past year and just released an album of co-written songs.
Sort of like Daniel and them, from Tommy Fugler and all that family.
Mm-hmm.
They always getting paid all the money. I'm like, I know it's more musicians than just them. So, that's where you go and connect up.
Just show up. Right. Yeah, we love making those connections and watching new music grow and create.
If organizations are interested in linking up to you, and because individuals can, but if organization wanted to find a way to connect, to collaborate in some way, they too should go to the website, and that's your approachable on those.
Yeah, everything's on there. You'll find my email, which is really simple, Tracy@musicisart.org, or our phone numbers on there. But yeah, we love working with other organizations and putting some programs together. You mentioned seeing me out at other events in music, and that's because we've built the reputation of knowing where the great music in Buffalo is.
Wow.
So if it's, for example, the History Museum has us do the music for all of their events now, basically. And they'll, tell us the vibe they're looking for, and we'll find the people.
Yeah, we've been involved with the Buffalo Cherry Blossom Festival for the past 5-6 years, doing all the programming there.
I loved
it. Great. Yeah.
The music was rocking. Every part of the museum that day, and I'm like,
we're coming up on the 50th year anniversary with Juneteenth, and the reason why I'm asking that because I sit on the board for that, and why not have someone that's from Buffalo and other genre or folks to come there and celebrate the 50-year anniversary with Juneteenth. And then now we're getting them a different type of vibe to quell some of the violence that might be taking place during those events. I run an organization called Stop the Violence Coalition, where we're peacemakers, and we know for some reason music calms the beast.
It does.
And so now, how do we take that into the level of dealing with our youth now? So now they have more of a buy-in. And then get to meet some folks.
I think the arts in general, they provide a fertile sort of medium or middle ground that people can meet on. Stuff's crazy divided right now.
And helping and offering the opportunity.
You really need to. We really need to find things that make people feel good together. When they're in a room, they can feel good together. Focus on that. And then realize that that's good, and then from that point on, you can work out problems, but you really need, something that everyone can focus on.
Well, that's one of the things that I like about all of the work that is being done, Fringe, as well as Music is Art, is the enhancing of people to use their creativity. If you want to talk about a happening, back in the day, we should call it, it's a happening. Well, way back in price.
Woodstock.
A happening. And it really is. But the creativity, things you haven't thought of. Like I said, when I saw art being done in preparation, and I'm like, whoa, all these different factors converging together.
We're
Talking
making
about
art on garbage.
Yeah,
Garbage and art is really, you don't
recycling
just
stuff.
stress that enough.
They were recycling stuff to utilize to show, a lot of things can be repurposed. And I want to say repurpose your mind. If you have walls up in your mind that, certain music ain't for you or there's no opportunity, we knocking down walls. Come on. Come join us. Doors is open. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. You can impress somebody by taking them. What you say? You want to go check out a happening?
Great.
Bring them Saturday.
And please feel free to bring your guitar. By the way, we have a Buskers Alley
Whoa.
that you can just come and play at. So.
I'm not trying to break us. I'm sorry. We just gotta go to commercial.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. We're still on
a live stream.
Live.
So if you have anything else that you want to
But
share.
I mean, it's look. I'm telling you, I have flashes of like, man, if I was young, all the stuff I would be jumping into. I am young, y'all, but I was really thinking, wow. Dad, Mom, you have to regret where I'm at. This is because there was only few opportunities when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And to get an instrument, if you didn't get it from school, where was you gonna get it? I mean, and then somebody to help you play it.
Yeah.
You get an instrument, you have to practice at home, wait till you get to school before you get more help. But now we see a whole great amount of opportunities, and this is one of the best with so many tracks. Whether you rock or you roll or you even opera. I just say if you opera, you might be surprised.
All right, opera. I'll put you on my stage next
All
year.
right, I'm telling you.
I think something that's important though is for the audience that WUFO really caters to. We keep talking about music in a general way, but I realize when I'm speaking specifically to younger people, we have to make it relevant to them sometimes. So if you could just list some of the artists that would be connected to like more urban kids who like the hip hop, who like the rap, or even like a gospel or R&B or jazz, I think that would be helpful, or ways that they could connect to that as well. Because sometimes with Buffalo being the 9th most segregated city in the country, it just, the walls are there. So it'll be after the fact, people will know. Like I know shamelessly, I was just like, I think I should know this person. And then I was like, oh, now I know the Google Dolls because I went to school at Seneca when it was really popular. And then I'm like, oh, so you guys are coming back from break. So if we can do some of that, that would be really helpful.
I know that I have one act on my stage that I could vouch might be good for, because she's young and she's into dance. Her name is Sibo. She's on around 625, and it's a dance, or young dance poppy, and unique, and not a bunch of white dudes with guitars playing. That's the truth. Nothing on my stage really is that maybe early. I got some early jazz in the morning on my stage. I got some indie rock bands. I have a group of people playing marimba. I got people Balinese music, and then I have some weird avant-garde projection, scary noise stuff.
Yeah.
And Sibo, who you might like.
Yeah.
No, that's
just on my stage.
That's super interesting. Myself as a young person, I think it's super cool to see that. I think one thing our city doesn't always do the best with is having programs for the transition. And I'm meaning that to say that we may have a program for how to write grants, but we don't have a program for business formation. So if I'm a young person and I want to get into something, it's oftentimes difficult. But this provides or is on the seams of, and again, this festival's been running longer than I've been alive, so I really can't comment on it too decisively. But within that, like, it's cool that avenue is there. I know a lot of friends of mine who want to be musicians, and I never heard of these programs. I never heard of these resources that would have been so useful to them. And even to the point of maybe my musician isn't there. I have a lot of musicians who want to be musicians but don't understand the business of music, don't understand how to make money behind it. And as a speaker myself, an entrepreneur myself, listen, the dream is good. It can help you get up, but it can't pay your gas bill. It can't pay your car note. So if you don't understand even the business behind it, having examples for it. When I went to Atlanta on a trip with my mom a couple months ago, I felt like the biggest thing I saw that was different from there than here was it felt like the city was alive. Like they were dreaming. Like it felt like, what's separating a Buffalonian from an Atlanta person from starting a business? In my mind, it feels like for Atlanta people, if they have a business, they just started, right? And then we're here trying to figure out the pieces and on the sideline getting so nervous. And so I think what helps people making that decision, what makes jumping into fields more comfortable, especially creative ones, are when there are resources available that don't require you to pay $1,000 to get involved, when there's resources available that allow you to just be accessible. So no, this is really super cool to hear, and it shows me that this is not even a step in the right direction, but that there is help out there. We just got to go out there and keep trying to connect it to the right
There's lots
people.
of groups that do stuff. I think when you were talking about being an entrepreneur, is like one of the things that I like, maybe not about this festival, about Lindsay, about the Pouflouve, is that they have a little entrepreneur thing going on there, which I had never seen at all the festivals that I've done. And I really like, and I've been doing a lot of hippie festivals and street festivals, and like what's going on at the Central Terminal is awesome. And you know, like I love what they do over there. That's great that's even like offer the type of business things. We offer a lot of like places for at least to vend and like try to make, a lot of people use our opportunities and have used the opportunities they had just by being seen on that day. It's like, this is the day I'm going to be out with my calling card. This is the day I'm going to be out with flyers for my band. Or this is the day I'm going to pass my art business card around. You make a lot of connections. A lot of stuff you do that makes you better is just meeting people, connections, see where people click. You know, I might meet somebody there and like tell them about another guy who does art that curates at a coffee shop, or is looking for a band at this bar, or is looking for a DJ at this event. Everybody go around and meet people. The best thing to do is meet people and see, and if you have something to bring to the plate, maybe they have other things for the plate for you. And that's the best thing anybody could do.
And it definitely feels, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say my other thing. I'm like, go ahead, start the mic back for me. But it feels like no. It feels like dreaming is infectious almost, right? It's easier when I see someone who's chasing a music dream for me as an entrepreneur to say, this is what I want to do in business. And it's easier when you even see me doing something in business, maybe for you to say, hey, you know, sometimes saying even the college route sounds like a dream. Oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, I can't do that. No, you see this dude chasing his music dream. You see me chasing my business dream. Ain't nothing separate me from you. And why can't you chase your dreams as well? And so I just believe, like I said, having came back from Atlanta and other places around the country, when Buffalo can break the scarcity mindset that we have that divides us so much, that's why we're so divided, because we believe for some reason that like tomorrow all the food's gonna disappear or something like that, or the housing market is so crazy I'm gonna be on the street tomorrow. Like that's what people are living in the reality of, when it's not that. But it requires conversation changes, a culture change. And I believe when we make dreaming more realistic and everybody's willing to dream, that's how we get ahead. We got to be willing to see what we've never seen.
Part of your life, whether or not you use it to sustain yourself or not. There's many people that come with different angles. I want to make music. I just want to do it. Maybe I can't get paid a lot of money to do it, and I have to keep my day job, but they're still doing it.
The arts have a high concentration of dreamers, man. You know, like not that every aspect of life does it, but you really have to believe in what you're doing to even go there in the first place, you know. And I've seen so many people get crushed by the economics of the situation. The most unbelievably creative people who are looking for an avenue through music to support themselves. And this is a very unpopular thing for me to say right now. A lot of people get a little confused when I say this, but you can't let your economics dictate your art.
That's right.
You can't. You need to figure that out. And that's the key to your art being amazing. Like, you don't necessarily, like, you can't time when your art is going to make you money.
Right.
You know, you just need to do it as well as you can. So you need to just find a place like where you can make your world happen in the way you need to live as a human being, you know, and have those things you need. But your art sort of has to live on a different plane. And that's not a very popular thing to say to some musicians, because they're like, well, I do this and I should be compensated. Absolutely, you should. Okay. Positively, you should. But life isn't fair sometimes.
Right? Are you the bankroll? Because you have to have a bankroll on this here, and I like to keep the show going.
Yeah,
to a point
absolutely.
of-
No,
yes.
I support Music is Art. Absolutely.
Yes,
Other organizations support Music is Art
Right,
as well.
right.
We have sponsors that help out as well.
right. Because when you were
I've
doing
been lucky enough to have a successful nearly 40-year journey now.
that
in the entertainment
was that
industry.
historical money that you had, because you said you own some property and things like that there, right? When you were starting off, right?
No, I didn't own
You
anything.
didn't own anything,
I
so
didn't
you just
own
started off flat.
I didn't have
And just let's
I
get
didn't have
together,
anything at
anything,
all.
and now
I had less than that.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you just said, Robby, what that translates to me, it makes me think about, you know how they say, if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the talent and you develop it to that level, you don't have to worry about money coming at you. In fact, good hands and bad hands with money will come at you. You still have to use your scruples you're going to have to make some choices and decisions. And a lot of the learning comes through experience. Sometimes through getting pinched, hopefully not for much, but a little pinch will let you hold even tighter to if you have a much.
Yeah.
But I think when you have music skills, you see it with people who are going on trying to think of the Apollo, trying to make it, and they need some work, and somewhere the parents say, well, you need to work on this, you need to find your lane and stuff like that. When you go back and get what is your package that you think is sellable and work
that's
really
it. When
well in that,
When people start buying tickets to come see you play,
all right.
then all of a sudden you start making money.
Right.
Like that's how that works, and so like the opportunities, how do you get to those places? I don't know.
Right.
I wish there was an answer.
But I think in
that.
the world that we live in right now, there are answers. So I do this STEAM program. It's the third year. And as I'm thinking right now, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get these people to publicly commit. They're going to help me with my program. Because each year I introduce one of the poorest zip codes to a non-traditional thing. The first year we did bikes. The second year we did roller skates.
Right.
And this year I'm like, well, maybe the focus should be on art because there's a lot of people. But what I try to tell people, because I'm in the corporate space, the unique thing is you do what you have to do so you can get what you love to do.
That's
So, for
exactly
example,
it.
there was a young lady that I know who wanted to be an artist, and I'm believing of opening doors. And I said, well, you know what? It's great to paint, but I want to get you at these events where you can do experiential art, and then they can auction off your stuff, and you can get 50% of that fee.
That's great.
This young lady made $300 in an hour
Yeah.
for her time.
Right.
In a way that people wouldn't think of, because there are opportunities, but you have to know how to strategically know where those things are. So it is a different world than when it was when we were younger, where we didn't have the YouTube and the Instagram.
Yeah.
Even when I think of, and this is my last statement,
Mhm.
of everyone loves that song right now by Kendrick Lamar. You know, they're not like us.
Right.
But Mustard on a Beat said every day he sent beats to Kendrick Lamar. Every day.
Right.
And he found out about the song when he was driving down the street.
Right.
Because it was on a song and he started with Mustard on a Beat. So
Right.
I'm just saying that we are in a world right now, if we can teach people how do you do what you could do to have that quality of life,
Right.
then you can open up doors, because when you're in there and you show yourself as, like you said, what else can I do on those stretch assignments to show my talents? Then it will open up other doors. So I just want to say we are in a unique time.
Yeah,
That's why
for
you don't
sure.
go on a stage. I'm kidding. But anyways,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
finished.
and I think the digital resources that are
Right.
available to people, like the things that you can do by yourself, your ability to edit video, desktop publishing, graphics that you can do for yourself, like all these things, you can present yourself in like an amazing manner these days.
So your artwork now, we have here in Buffalo, we have people like what's his name, Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Those type of people, folks out there now in
Yeah.
the business, grew up in Montana area, getting together, Conway, all those guys. Those guys I meet, but I don't necessarily meet them in the music field. I met them through either intervention programs and things like that there,
Right.
that's now being played out through our community.
Yeah, they work in our
Yes,
studio all the
Yes,
time.
and so now you see them up on the big screen, and here it is. How do they come back to the community or get back to the community? That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And it has to be safe, and that's what we have to deal with now when we say we doing events. No matter if it be a white event or a black event, how safe it's going to be, because we have folks out there that want to disrupt whatever takes place. So on that perimeter there, you never know, but people just always being jealous of someone's art or whatever they're doing and not thinking on that level. And we have to go here. I'm here for the shakeup. So we know that Taylor Swift just backed up Kamala Harris. And, you know, she's a music big guru, went over there, you know, and did her thing and had to come back home because they shut her down based on who she was and what she was doing. And here she is now back in Kamala Harris for president. That is the shakeup part that I talk about, the political aspect about some things that's happening. So, I never really heard too many political people having music drops in there, or people, you know, that has celebrity status, such as yourself, backing somebody and just on that. Do you get involved with that type of aspect of music?
I personally do.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Music is Art goes, honestly, as far as the event goes, I want people to leave that outside the gate, man. Like to me, we're there to celebrate the creativity of our community there. You know, I'm not gonna uninvolve folks, you know, because they might have an opinion. They might have an opinion that someone else doesn't agree with. I'm sure in their heart, they may be decent people. Let's find out. You know, I think that's more of the spirit of this event.
Yes.
And I think, you know, they could learn. They could mimic elements of what MIA is doing. They don't have to be involved directly with Music is Art, but organization. This is where you know, all that discretionary money that your politicals have, asking them to contribute to you gathering up, organizing people. And then your goal is you want to introduce them to music, and then come to Music is Art. I mean, there are a lot of ways in it. And, you know, if you work for a politician or no one, you should tell them, you know, ain't nothing wrong with them putting it in their newsletter that they don't have to be about, but let the people know they know this event is going on and they heard the good news and they just want to give a shout out. But that's been the beauty of what y'all been doing. Mm-hmm. Is there again, there's another creative level. Coming together small, working together, being strong in solidarity and focus and watching it grow. And that's it. If there's anything about magic, that's what it is. You got to have people who are willing to try. If you start with one, okay, good. If you get one to join it, oh, look at it. And you may not get 100 people. And you may get more than 100. You just need to continue doing what you're doing and believe that it can be as great as you thought it was, even though you didn't know what the finality of it would look like. I think that's what we're seeing. It bubbles up. It's playing forward. It's playing forward because you're exposing yourself. You're not hid anywhere. You got an open door policy. Don't cost people nothing. You're willing to help folks. I mean, what kind of moment? We're not blind, y'all. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes with all these great things that exist in our community, we walk around like looking up and look in front of you. It's here. So here's the deal. 501 or 510?
510.
510 Franklin is where the office is. And if you want to know Music is Art, yeah, it's on the web. All you got to do that.
.org.
Yeah, .org.
Right on our homepage is always a list of what we've got coming up. Mm-hmm. So you can come out and introduce yourself, see what we're doing. And that's where it all starts. Yeah, I think one of my favorite things we do for local musicians that just don't know where to start is let us help you write a bio. Because one of the things that we do for the festival is you have to do a submission, and we have folks review those submissions. And then if you get chosen, we ask you for your bio. Some of them make no sense. It doesn't tell me who you are. So we'd like to get involved and help you do that to get more attention. And then, you know, get involved, check out our website, come out to anything we're doing. We'd love to meet you. We want more folks to get involved. So yes, thank you for realizing what a great resource it could be.
It really is. And we got some meet you right now on the phone. Caller, you're on the air. Welcome. Caller, you're on.
Dr. Doyle.
Hey, Dr. Doyle, welcome.
writer. I've been a writer for more than 40 years. But I admire him for his being consistent. As a writer, that's my favorite word. I think I've been successful being always consistent in what I am doing and what I'm believing in, and that's why I admire him. I want to invite him to send some of your news to the Criterion newspaper and our challenge newspaper in the Black community. So that's the only thing I wanted to say.
Love to.
I want to come to your program. Thank you very much.
Great. That's so nice.
Thank you, Dr.
you so
Dawn. I'll
much.
share the information, the contact.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. I'm tripping. Legacies, like, I mean, see, me and Sister Dawn, Dr. Dawn, we go back, so we know, like, you evolve. I mean, and this is the thing about it. In front of our eyes, you can see things, and you be thinking, oh, that's just, next thing you, and like, what? And I was telling Robby before we came in here, there are times when I'm listening to music in the evening, at night, early morning, all over the world. I hear their songs from the Google down all over the world. And I'm just saying, you know, with the technology, and if you got the product, it will go. You don't have to worry about it. If you got it, build it, it will go. You never know when. And some stuff that you think is old. Remember he said 1986? Yeah. That song? Look where we at now. And people still rocking it. In fact, on all the international voices, that's one of the songs in their lineup for people that dare to try and cover. Iris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big one for us.
Yeah.
No lie.
Okay, so I'm young here, so okay, I'm about to say a lot of names and bands. I may not be Blink 182. Is that a band, right?
Yes.
That's a band.
Yeah.
LinkedIn Park is a band.
They're a band.
Lincoln Park.
With a DJ.
Okay, so when I first heard about this interview today, right, the Google Dolls is like that for me, where it's a band that I know has history and is well known. I'm not familiar with, but if it means anything, even generations who didn't grow up with you are still aware of your influence in the
you are
area.
in Buffalo. It's a little in your DNA.
I'm gonna say. I think a lot of people around, like, you guys are a popular name. That it's a household name, and I never even knew that you guys were from Buffalo. And this is kind of what I'm saying, as far as like, this is, as a young person, really great to see.
Yeah.
Like, exposure is everything. Like, Buffalo is like a lot of people tell me, like, every time I tell someone I'm from New York, oh, New York City? Nah, upstate. Oh, okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why are you guys making Buffalo sound so like a prison? Like, I enjoy my city, I love my city. And so to that point,
Rick James, Spyro Gyra.
Yes.
Rick James and Spyro Gyra are from the area.
Yes.
These guys before all that, there's long history of Buffalo
Tons.
music.
Yeah, tons.
And now we're right here in the corridor called a musician club.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where most people would come during times here on a road. I'm talking about Count Basie all the way down back in times would come here, and now that's being redone over. So we know they're going to be opening up real soon. So hopefully you guys will be.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
And you should be a part of it, not just wait to see it, but entrenched in that part, because it's music based on Buffalo and its surrounding areas. We just came back from Motown, WUFO. We took a trip, took kids there to Motown, and then we seen Rick James and Tina Marie and others that was from here. The Ruffins were from here, Temptations, and all those people were from here. So it was good music coming through, but somebody was passing on that music to Rick, because I remember him when they started off, and we was like, he ain't gonna make it. And then all of a sudden now, I was just looking on Facebook, and the lady was on the cruise, and she said they're playing Rick James on a big screen on the cruise ship. And I was like, that's how great it is, and to know that music will always continuously go on. It's infinite. It never will stop. It will keep going.
Yeah, this city has a crazy musical legacy, really. And somebody was asking me the other day, like, I was doing an interview with somebody, and they were saying, like, what do you think the best thing about Buffalo music is? And I think it's that the city never got pigeonholed for something. Like, it's never been like this one kind of music is what comes from here, but like there's consistently great bands coming out of this place, you know? It's not one kind of music. It's like all sorts of different kinds of things. And I don't know, to me, that's a good sign.
It is, and that's what y'all showcase. Y'all showcase that variety. Yesterday I mentioned to Curt about a group called Gangster Grass. Country, the rap and country, and it's very conscious with the music. And I'm saying, listen, don't think what you even saw with Beyonce trying to go country. Music has always been a flavor that can go different way, and you know, I mean, and it's your mind that you got to free, and let your body experience it. Don't let nobody get you to thinking that certain music is only certain people. Look, I go back when they say, well, that's white music. Oh, you dance like a white person. You dance like you dance because it feel good, because it sound good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And this is what I'm saying. This is, I guarantee you go to music is art. You will see. You free your body and free your mind.
We kind of force you to, the way we set it up, because we'll take a stage and break it out time schedule wise, and we work in different genres of music onto a stage. So somebody that's looking for their rock band, well, sorry, but you're going to hear some hip hop too. So
here this is just one of the stages. We have Johnny Hart and the Mess, that's like rock and roll music. Street Soprano. We have Sons of Luther, Sam Mirabella and his group, jazz music, Genesis. The Night Shift. It's like Yoda Baby, like hip hop, ska music, like jazz, heavy metal. It's like everything. This is on the same stage, and like the great thing is all these people are like mingling and like chatting and talking to each other. And man, the stuff that happens in weeks after music is art, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, just because so many people like meet so many people they never would have met before. And
you got that right.
It's a nexus event. I
own engineer, DJ Shad, King Shad, when I mentioned who the guys are, and he has the experience, and not only experience, design, he knows the fact that large parts of particularly the African American community have not yet understood that. It's about you. We already in there. Come on. And I'm just saying. Look, the opportunity to connect to a music program like that and get kids connected.
Is it too late? Not too late to register, is it?
No, all the bands are registered.
Okay.
But like I said, if you like to freestyle, we got a Buskers Alley, man.
Buskers Alley.
Come on down and go for it.
So
man.
Next year, when you're planning ahead, like School of Muhammad Music, those are violin players.
They've been there many years.
Yeah, so we have to get to that time period of next year being more proactive instead of reactive, so we can get the list out of the events and getting it into our paper, like Ms. Doyle said.
Absolutely, I look forward to talking with you for sure.
We're at time.
Okay, we're out of here. We're
man,
I know it's too quick, and I mean, this has been a good time.
I'm not working, so we'll have a conversation on my porch.
Yes, and I really want to thank you, and I think everybody was pleased and to everybody, the sides of the conversation, I mean, really touched way out.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for listening. Thank
Come
you,
on down
Dr.
Saturday. We'll want to see you, meet you. Let's have fun.
Yes.
Come on down.